Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're talking about the featherweight fight between Nick Lentz and Mike Grundy at UFC Fight Night Holly vs. Cater. And guys, before I get in the video, make sure you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you guys don't miss when I post a new video. Also, in the comment section below, I'd love to see who you guys think is going to win this featherweight fight. Is it going to be Nick Lentz or is it going to be Mike Grundy? But guys, Nick Lentz is the 49th best featherweight fighter in the world. Mike Grundy, the 42nd best featherweight fighter in the world. Mike Grundy is coming off a loss in his last fight around 5 months ago to Movsar Evloev, a 13-0 undefeated featherweight fighter by unanimous decision. Nick Lentz is coming off of 2 losses around a year and a half ago to Charles Oliveira by TKO and then Arnold Allen by unanimous decision. Mike Grundy is a favorite in this fight at -160 as a slight favorite to win the fight. Nick Lentz is currently sitting around +140 as a slight underdog to win the fight. Nick Lentz is 36.5 years old. Mike Grundy is 33, almost 34 years old. Nick Lentz is 5'8" inches tall, a little bit taller than Mike Grundy, as Mike Grundy is 5'7" inches tall, so a 1-inch height advantage there for Nick Lentz in this fight. Nick Lentz does not have the reach advantage though, as he has a reach of 68 inches. Mike Grundy has a reach of 72 inches, which is absolutely insane. A 4-inch reach advantage in this fight for Mike Grundy. That is a humongous advantage. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, Mike Grundy is a -160 slight favorite to win the fight. Nick Lentz a +140 slight underdog to win the fight. And if you look at those tabloid predictions for this fight, out of 1,000 different votes, 75% of the vote are going for Mike Grundy to win the fight, most likely by unanimous decision. And then a lot of people have Mike Grundy getting a knockout in the fight. In my opinion, I don't see either fighter getting a TKO, a knockout, or even a submission in this fight. I definitely see the fight going all the way and one of them winning the fight by unanimous decision. But guys, if you look at Nick Lentz's record, 30 wins, 11 losses, and 2 draws. I mean, this dude has been fighting so long, since 2005, where he started off with a 5-fight win streak, lost 1 fight to Sharon Leggett, came back with a win over Chris Powers, but lost his next fight to Brian Green, got a 3-fight win streak, lost his next fight because he got injured in the first round, and ended up getting a TKO loss to Mark Moreno, came back with a win over Gabe Walbridge, got a draw against Kyle Jensen, got 3 more wins, and guess what, guys? 3 more wins, and got a shot inside the UFC back in 2009, started with a unanimous decision win over Javier Oliveira, got a draw against Thiago Tavares, got a unanimous decision win over Rob Emerson, a unanimous decision win over Andre Winner, and then a very close split decision win over Tyson Griffin, followed by a 3rd round guillotine choke submission win over Waylon Lowe. After that win over Waylon Lowe, he got a humongous step up in competition against Charles Oliveira, one of the best grapplers in UFC history, and in the fight, in the 2nd round, threw an illegal knee, and the fight was turned to a no contest, and after that no contest, with Charles Oliveira, lost his next 2 fights to Mark Habokek by unanimous decision, and then Evan Dunham by 2nd round doctor stoppage, came back with a 1st round knockout win, and then 2 unanimous decision wins over Diego Nunes and Hakran Diaz, lost his next fight to Chad Mendes by unanimous decision, came back with a decision win over Manny Gamboa, was supposed to fight Charles Oliveira, then Thiago Tavares, then Levin Makashvili, but all those fights ended up getting canceled. Then a year after that win over Manny Gamboa, finally rematched Charles Oliveira after that no contest, and lost that fight by 3rd round guillotine choke submission, came back with a decision win over Danny Castillo, a 2nd round TKO win over Michael McBride, and then lost his next fight to Islam Makhachev by unanimous decision, came back with a 2nd round guillotine choke submission win over Will Brooks, lost his next fight to David Taymor by unanimous decision, came back with a 2nd round head kick KO win over Gray Maynard, a unanimous decision win over Scott Holtzman, lost his next fight to Charles Oliveira by 2nd round knockout, and the fight after that to Arnold Allen by unanimous decision, and looks to come back with a win here over Mike Grundy in this fight. Alright guys, so Mike Grundy has achieved a record of 12 wins with only 2 losses as a pro MMA fighter. He's been fighting since 2014, where he got a 1st round Darce choke submission win over Anthony Phillips, a 1st round Darce choke submission win over Mike Cutting, and guess what, guys? Yes, again he got a 1st round Darce choke submission win over Mamadou Gouy, but in his next fight in 2015, ended up fighting Damian Stacey, lost that fight by 2nd round triangle choke submission in a fight he was absolutely dominating up to that point, where he got stuck in that triangle choke, came back after that loss with a 1st round arm triangle choke submission win over Damian Frankowicz, got a unanimous decision win over Marlos Windows in his next fight, got a 1st round key lock submission win in 55 seconds into the very 1st round, got 2 1st round arm triangle choke submission wins over Daniel Vasquez and Fuad Matsuderi, got a unanimous decision win over Yutaka Saito, a 3rd round guillotine choke submission win over Michael Tobin inside of the ACB, and at the end of 2017 got an amazing unanimous decision win over Fernando Bruno, and then a year and a half later at the beginning of 2019 got a shot inside the UFC UFC against Nat Armani in a fight he won by second round knockout with 18 seconds left in that second round, and then a year later, after the win over Nat Armani, got his second fight inside the UFC against the undefeated 12-0 at the time Movsar Evloev, but ended up losing that fight by unanimous decision, and looks to come back with a win here over Nick Lentz in this fight. Alright guys, so Nick Lentz, 30 wins, 11 losses, and then 2 draws. And if you want to count that one no contest with Charles Oliveira, I mean you can. But guys, this man has been fighting since 2005. He is such a veteran fighter on this UFC roster. If you look at how he actually wins and loses his fights, 10 of his wins are coming by either KO or TKO. 9 of those wins are coming by submission, and then 11 of those wins are coming by decision. Most of his wins coming by finish. Literally 2 out of 3 of his wins are coming by finish. That is absolutely insane. If you look at his losses, 6 of his losses coming by decision, 2 of those losses coming by submission, and then 3 of those losses coming by KO or TKO. Mike Grundy has achieved a record of 12 wins with only 2 losses. 1 of those wins coming by knockout. 8 of those wins coming by submission, mainly by arm triangle choke submission, and then dart choke submission, and 3 of those wins coming by decision. If you look at how he loses his fights, 1 of those losses coming by submission, and then 1 of the losses coming by decision. I mean, both of these guys that usually like to finish their fights, they both have an over 50% chance of finishing their fights, but do I think one of these guys is going to finish the fight in this one? No, I do not. I think this fight is going to be very, very good. I do think that Mike Grundy has the grappling and wrestling advantage 100% in this fight. But do I think we're going to see a finish in this one? No, I actually do not. I have the odds that we see a finish maybe 10-15%. Not the best odds of a finish happening in this one. Most likely, if there was to be a finish, it would probably be by submission from Mike Grundy, by dart choke submission, arm triangle choke submission, rear naked choke submission, something like that. I don't see Nick Lentz going out there getting a knockout or submission. I don't see Mike Grundy going out there and getting a TKO or a KO. Most likely, if there's going to be a finish, it's going to be Mike Grundy by submission, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the fight's going to go all the way, and I have Mike Grundy absolutely dominating the fight on the ground and winning this fight by unanimous decision. Alright guys, so if you agree or even disagree with that prediction, put your guys' predictions in the comment section below. I would love to see what you guys think is going to happen in this featherweight fight. If you guys somehow have Nick Lentz going out there and dominating the fight on the ground over Mike Grundy and getting a submission in the 3rd round by Kimura, or if you have Mike Grundy going out there and getting a head kick KO win over Nick Lentz in the 2nd round, I mean, anything can happen. Whatever your prediction is, put that in the comment section below. I'd love to see what you guys think is going to happen in this fight. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you guys don't want to miss when I post a new video, also press that notification bell. Also, we just made a new series on the channel called Monday Matchmaker. Every single Monday of every single week, we make a new video on a division inside the UFC. We look at the flyweight, the bantamweight, the featherweight, every single division inside the UFC, and we look at who in the top 15 should be fighting each other. So if you guys don't want to miss that new series, hit that subscribe button, like the video. I'm out of here.